Hey, today is going to be an interesting one. It's probably the craziest thing that I've done on this channel. Maybe not the craziest thing I've done, though. Going to get a car. It's going to be interesting. The way that we're going to get there is going to be interesting. And probably the ride home will be interesting. Okay, so Kyle and I, as usual, are in a mess. Not too bad yet, we'll see. So we just picked up this car. Fortunately, it was at an airport, and my friend has a plane that I used to own part of it, but he owns it now, and he was generous enough with me paying for fuel to fly us up to where this car was, which is about 300 kilometers from home, and we're going to try and drive it back. So we stopped at Canadian Tire, our local auto part hardware garden center, and picked up a new wiper blade because we did hit some rain on the way here and expect rain on the way home. We needed a light bulb, and what else did we get? We got Fix-A-Flat because the tires that are on this are snow tires, and they are
very, very worn.
Yeah, they're garbage. So the wheels are nice, but the tires are not cool. So I thought that he was selling us an extra set of wheels and tires with it, but as it turns out, it's just an extra set of wheels. So I think we've got, one spare, maybe two spares, so that'll be okay. I have my Auto Club membership up to date for tows. So far, it seems okay. I only drove it 5 minutes. Speedometer doesn't work. Fuel gauge doesn't work. The tachometer does work. It does seem to have really good oil pressure, or at least the gauge says. And it didn't overheat yet. I think the cold start valve is gone because cold idle, it doesn't do that. So, yeah. I'm told the heated seats work, which is good because it's not very warm. Anyway, we're going to get driving and see how far we get before we brake and have to call a tow truck. What do you think?
The whole way, no problem. Smooth sound.
It's not a bad car. It's not a good car. We'll see. So far so good. It actually drives really well. I've only driven it speed. Speedometer doesn't work, so 2200 RPM seems to be about 85 kilometers an hour on the GPS, at least according to the Telltale Tach. I think that's probably about right for a 4-speed automatic. Surprisingly, with it being really windy out and the tires being rotten and it being a car that's sat for a couple of years, it actually is really quiet and kind of nice.
Yeah, shockingly nice. Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with the cluster with the fuel gauge and with the speedometer, but I'm on 80 kilometer an hour back roads the whole way home. It's not too bad. I'm told the heated seats work. It's got a modern radio. We were just listening to Spotify, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, it's a nice car. For a crap box, it's pretty good. It's got a sunroof. I think I know which one is going to have to be the parts car. I think the other one's going to have to be the parts car for this one. What do you think, Tom?
I think you're right.
Yeah. So we'll keep driving and see how it goes. But so far, like it's not a bad place to be.
No, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Heat works almost too well.
Yeah, the heat. Maybe we can figure out how to turn that down. I don't know how these gauges work, but it's got heated seats and apparently they work, we're told. It's pulling pretty good to the right, but like I said, these tires are beyond screwed. But it's got nice 16-inch wheels. So we'll see how it does for the next 4 hours. And I'll be stopping every now and then to check on things, and I'll show you. What do you think?
You made it this far.
Yeah.
That's something.
I don't know what those. It is flashing the four ways with that alarm.
Yeah.
You can see it out the back. Yeah. So we're a couple hours in. So far, so good. No complaints yet. It drives quite nice. It pulls to the right pretty hard. Tires are screwed. They're dry rotted. It's still got no gauges. Well, it's got oil pressure, temperature, and tach, which is fine. I think it's maybe a fuse is what we're thinking, that because it's the gas gauge, the speedometer, and the clock all don't work. It also said the temperature gauge said it was 50 degrees Celsius, which it's not. So that's something. Tunes work. Heat is probably stuck on. You think it's stuck on?
For a day like today, I'm happy about that. The opposite would not be fun.
Yeah, agreed. This is hanging down, but I think I got one of these. So yeah, all in all, not bad. We gotta keep going. So far, so good. We are in the town closest to my house. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. We got a few more noises than we had. Not sure if it's a wheel bearing or what do you think, ball joint or something?
Maybe both.
Maybe both. Probably replace both anyway, but it's oof. It sounds like a ball joint. I think it's not good. But we're not far from home. I think it'll make it. Touch this actual real wood on the dash, and I think it'll make it. And then we'll go from there. But I'm glad it wasn't making that noise, 20 minutes into the trip. I'd rather make it 20 minutes from home than 20 minutes into the trip. All in all, it's been good so far. I'll get it home. I'm get it on the lift, and we'll look and see what I got. Hey, it's the next day, and I'm in the shop with my Mercedes 190e. This isn't the same car I drove yesterday. This is my other 190e. This is the older one, the 84. The one I bought yesterday was a 93. I'm trying to decide what to do with them, but for some reason I keep getting them, so yeah. So I didn't make it all the way home. I made it close. So it was a 300-kilometer trip. We made it roughly about 290. That noise that I heard that I thought was a ball joint was actually the bolts had fallen out of the passenger side brake caliper. So I had to stop at my friend's shop, the friend with the plane, and drop off a few things on the way back. And when I pulled in there, I decided that that was probably the spot that car needed to stay for right now, and it didn't need to make the extra 10 kilometers back to my place because it only had 3 brakes, and maybe the caliper would get bound up and really make a mess out of things. So now it's going to be there, and he's going to look it over. He's going to get it on the hoist this week and look it over for safety and see what it needs for safety. I'm assuming it's going to need brakes all the way around, probably suspension stuff, steering stuff, that sort of thing. And then I have to decide what I'm doing there and how much I'm going to let him do and how much I'm going to do myself. And then get it safety inspected, get it in my name, all those things. And then I have this one that I also have to decide what I'm doing with. Yeah. I did really like the car, the 93 that we got yesterday. It was surprisingly a very nice car to drive. Ran reasonably well, got better as it went. It has a little bit of a rough idle, and it has an issue with cold start idle. It wants throttle for cold start. So that could be the cold start valve, or it could be the idle air control. It could be anything. So I'll play with that. The fuel gauge wasn't working, but also the dash lights aren't working and the speedometer isn't working. So I got to see if there's like a common fuse for that. I thought the clock wasn't working, but it actually is working. So I thought there was, I think there might be a common fuse. I'm not sure, but it's a cable-driven speedometer, and the odometer's not turning either. So could be a combination of things. It's not the end of the world. That's the kind of stuff that I want to do. I'm not sure that I want to do all this stuff that this one needs, but it's all a hobby. It's all good fun. Let me know what you think of the newest Mercedes in the fleet, and yeah, I'll try and figure out what I'm doing with them all. Thanks for watching.